This video is for Knowledge Organiser 4 for Year 8 Delta classes. What I would like you to do is read your Knowledge Organiser and watch this video to work through the examples from page 1. Try the questions from page 2 of your Knowledge Organiser and complete any Maths Watch work set. So today we are going to be looking at key features of straight line graphs and their equations. I'm going to start off by looking at horizontal and vertical lines. So if we have a look at the graph here, horizontal lines start with, and I'm just going to go across here, here is our horizontal line here. Our horizontal lines here start with the equation y equals. So if we have a look, this line here is y equals minus 3. That is because it goes through minus 3 on the y-axis. If I was to draw another horizontal line on, so I was going to get my ruler and draw my line on it, which I will do now. This horizontal line here goes through 1 in the y-axis, so it has the equation y equals 1. For vertical lines, they go up. And we have a look at this vertical line, they all start with x equals. And if we have a look at this one is x equals 2 because it goes through the 2 on the x-axis. Again, if I was to get my ruler and draw another vertical line on this, the equation of this line, because it goes through minus 1 on the x-axis, would be x equals minus 1. They've got these equations because every x coordinate on this line is 2, every x coordinate on this line is minus 1, every y coordinate on this horizontal line is 1, and every y coordinate on this horizontal line is minus 3. And that's where that comes from. What we're also going to look at are sloping lines. Now yesterday you looked at gradient of a line. And if we have a look at these two lines here, we have y equals 3x minus 1 and y equals 2x minus 1. We can notice that both lines go through minus 1. That is because the last number on our equation of a line, the minus 1, that describes where our line crosses the y-axis. That's actually called a y-intercept. If we have a look at our lines and its steepness, the line that is y equals 3x minus 1 is more steep than the line that is y equals 2x. And that is because the number in front of our x describes the gradient. So if we have a look, we can form a general equation for a line. It's y equals mx plus 1, where m stands for the gradient, and not plus 1, my apologies, plus c, and c stands for the y-intercept. So if we were to have an equation of a line here, we've got y equals 3x minus 5. That means that it has a gradient of 3 and a y-intercept of minus 5. So you have to include the sign in front of that as well. I'm going to look at some more of these. This section here talks about what I've just shown you there, that your general equation is y equals mx plus c, m is the gradient of the line, and c tells you the y-intercept, the point where the line crosses the y-axis. So if c is 0, then the line goes through the origin, which is 0, 0. If m is 0, then the graph is horizontal and goes straight through the y-axis. And I'll show you one of these. That is what this line here would look like here. Our lines that were saying y equals 1 or y equals minus 3. That is what that would mean. So in today's lesson, what you're going to be asked to do is to just identify from equations what the gradient and the y-intercept would be. So we can see from this, the gradient for this is 4 and the y-intercept is -7. So I'm going to show you this in a couple of problems. So I'm going to do for this for you, I'm going to shoot for A, and I'm going to also do D. So for A, if we have a look, the number in front of the x is 2, so our gradient equals 2, and our y-intercept is 3 because it says +3. For this one here, our gradient equals 5 because the number in front of x is 5, and our y-intercept, now if we have a look at this, there's nothing on the end of that, so that means that it is 0. Okay, and what would happen with that graph there is that graph would just go through 0, 0 here. Okay, I'd like you to use this information to help you complete the knowledge organizer and any question set on Maths Watch. Thank you.